This is Auburn Street, which is 16th Street here in Kennewick, Washington. This is a brown Ford. His name's Leroy, and also a Pontiac, and his name's Leroy, and also a Bonneville 4-door, and his name's Leroy, and that's Fabian Barela, Lola Hernandez, and Roberta Barela has cancer. She has chemotherapy, and she has breast cancer. She also has lung cancer and brain cancer. The 16th Avenue and 16th Avenue and Auburn Street. As you can see, the services that they got for debut of the mainstream of 16th Avenue and Auburn Street runs a beautiful service here, and it says the services they have on both sides are intangible. So I think we can make it into the and the trailer is no longer here, as you can see, 16th and Auburn. It's 1504, 15 South Auburn. And at one time being these Ford Pontiac and also Ford White Brown Ford, and also the Pontiac, and in the galleries of their 1600 South Auburn Street. Now it's nothing but renovated property that's been expanded. There's a horse corral. It's kind of a country out of a systematic process. Oh yeah, actually, it's right here. There's a trailer back there still, and that trailer is still holding the credibility, like apartment 205, section 2 apartments, apartments 305, 605, 604, apartment 205, Mr. Dead State Patrolman Soderman. Roberta Barela and Fabian Barela, they, the Watch State Lotto. You find the first and last of the address, and oxygen tanks, aspirators, wheelchairs, walkers, and terminal beds, and electric powered bearings that collective services for Sandy Shawnee Commissioner, Mr. Andy Miller Prosecutor, and the DOL. You got Billy Goats. Not bad. But this trailer outfit is still here. Still here. This trailer has been in Mr. Jeff. His name's Jeff. He did CBC, and he's at CBC Columbia Basin College in Pasco, Washington, 20th, which is the LDS Church in Lions Red Line. Across the street is Pocatello. One time, this trailer has been added on to the plantation, and we got neighbors that the corporate said they were expanding. 1701, and the service that they got. Fabian Barela is a pretty big guy, and Carrie Barela, she's pretty big. Same with Fabian Barela and Carrie Barela, and also Carrie L. Roan, and their services. Because I have money. I was attacked at Spokane, Washington, on the sidewalk, and then again attacked here in Othello, Washington, two different times. And I have money at Spokane, Washington, and that's around $25,000 in cash, and credit cards, and assessments, and checking account systems. Now, the second time, that's December 3rd, 2019, and also September 27th on a Thursday, 27 attacked. On Friday, $7,000. And Fabian Barela is a pretty big guy. There's a black dead nigger. There's a dead nigger in the driveway right here. And that dead nigger is in it. We're gonna go to Leonard Bandbox. We got crematorium. We got Jay Mueller, Amy Mueller, Highlands Middle School, and this black nigger. This black, they call him nigger because he's black. He beat up Dawn. That's Dawn. That's Dawn and her children. And that's the administration office at the back door. That's Jeff at CBC, Columbia Base College. And then there's a back door entrance where they drive their Harley Davidson in the back because he's getting a promotional service. And also the download system for the Wash State Lotto. You know, over a Wash State Lottery ticket. You know, the Wash State Lottery, the first and last of the address and locations. You know, that's pretty outstanding. I mean, you have some professional pussy cop piece of shit wannabe motherfucking cocksucker piece of shit motherfuckers that like using the system here. You know what I'm saying? All the white minorities, all the other white minorities and other white minorities say this guy is a piece of shit pussy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Guy with the badge uniform. His name's Hatcher. That's Mr. Kennedy, Mrs. Kennedy, Mrs. Taylor, Mr. Steve King, and also administration office, and that's the administration. Hatcher's been indicted for suspended for 16, 20 years because Felix Barela took this phone up hit Jeff with the phone because he called the administration office, and I sat here and then nobody showed up. So Fabian and Carrie Barela, Roberta Barela, and Fabian Alonzo Barela, Daniel and Big Dan in Nebraska and Texas administration, Emmanuel showed up here, and they took the dead black body off, and also the dead state patrolman body off, and we're going to take it straight to Leonard Babcock's over his address, and we're going to make sure that they get all their money back. Seems like they need some toys. They probably need a new fence line. They'll probably take a new roof and the shingles. They'll probably we're going to make sure they don't want to blame them. The sheriff's going to come here and kick their doors in because the methamphetamine lab and Mr. Jeff, he's a professional artist, but he likes molesting and raping children, and along with his homeboys and homegirls at his services, but they don't want to man up and tray up for the opportunity of getting confronted about the situation of all their documentation, their track record, DO, Department of Licensing. But no. Mr. Hatcher's kicked out of the agency for the second time. Mr. And Mrs. Mr. Sandoval, he got shot at the forum at the castle at the Clearwater Columbia Center Boulevard. This Mexican sitting there having sex with this lady over here. That's Robin. And then that's Joey's services right here. Royce family here. And that's Mr. Swanberg. Stephanie Jordan, Maine Jordan Swanberg, afraid of Washington. But that's the wrong address because the police officer made shit up on the document, and they have country financial obligation and services. So they're going to make all kinds of fucking shit up, don't they? We got network cables. We got stabilized utility bent and PUD bill. We got the agency for systems for activation for Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, and those services are documented. Mr. Hatcher, I'm sorry, Mr. Hatcher. These people in this area just fired you because you're a lying piece of shit motherfucking cop calling snitch ass rat motherfucker, taking a blame, putting a badge on your chest and say you own. You said these guns that you say you own these guns that and ammunition in their clips ain't yours. So you lost your job. That's Facebook, YouTube. That's beautiful increment service for the deposit inquiry for the manifest record. That's unbelievable. That's what's that? 1,500 pounds, 900 pounds on your back, and your repetitions 20, 30, 40 pounds. Are you on steroids, sir? I'll do a blood sample right here and do some skin grafts and give you my dental paperwork, and we can find out who's a rapo chamo rapo motherfucking snitch ass rat. I mean, however you want to put it. You're gonna sit on my table, and I don't sit with cops. I don't sit with niggers, Jews, Muslims. You can look at the back crematorium area. There's a mausoleum. There's a sewer line, and when you dump the body in the sewer line, you flush it. When you cremate that body, you flush it and put it in the grounds and package it. Look it, they fired you because you're a liar. You lied to the whole society. See, the truth, you're a coward. They're a coward. But you take all the guns, ammunition, and shove it up your fucking ass because you know what? The declaration of the services of Roberta Barela. His name's Colin Powell. He's a nigger. He's a Nigger nigger. They don't allow to be at 1313 Grand Ronde. They have a restraining order. His name's Colin Powell, the General Administration of the United States Army. Mr. Manis and don't forget President Hinckley, the LDS Church, and Mr. Taylor having sex in public service, and Mr. Chip, Budweiser, at 1330, and Mr. Bodacious, that's Jessica. She's the only child. She's been molested, raped, orphaned, kicked house to house, until the 1313 Grand Ronde was caught on fire. There's marijuana plants, there's guns, semi-automatics, full automatics, clips, administration office, you got foliage services, you got Mrs. Coffee, Mr. Pelto, you got all Mrs. Bahan, and Mr. Josh Baha. That's of course the father, the real bloodline father. And then also the services they got, administration office. And that's Sandy Strawn. Don't forget Miss Sandy Strawn and Mrs. Kim Wayman, United States Army. So that D9, D6, the Kubota, John Deere, RDO, and also the split system. I mean, there's a track record on Social Security, a UBI number. I'd be proudly to give you all this information to your desk and put it on your laptop for correlation of your services. And we can backlog all your information and drag your ass out of every cell unit, A, B, C, D, E, F. And then we can go to TP Elliott. That's Daryl Johnson's father. He's a gold miner. He's a gold miner. He got some little business going on. He has nothing to do, Daryl Johnson. You see Daryl Johnson wiping Daryl Johnson and TP Elliott's ass? No, because all the people are using him. That's U.S. Bank. That's Lola Hernandez. That's the beautiful car that's been renovated and used for credit. And that's Jason Traeger and Alicia from Kamican High School, Kennewick High School, Pascal High School Administration Office. That fabricated satellite systems. Ain't that key? Ain't that awesome? Bare Arms. That's Lola Hernandez. Bare Arms. That's beautiful, ain't it? To this day. To this day. To this day. Look, it'll never change. Unbelievable, huh? Now look at this beautiful goat area. Lance used to be a horse at one time in a horse corral. She used to feed the horse a carrot or two right here. And then Jeff, he's sitting there trying to manipulate the situation on CBC, basically trying to say he was a teacher, a doctor, master degree, services, any way to stick his dick all up in her pussy and fabricate and then shoot her up with heroin, methamphetamine, methamphetamine, and then cook it up and then say he was God Almighty. But they're still here. They still live here. They're still residing here. It's coming to you live at 16 times. This could be added on to Andy Miller at Seal Benton, Washington. Washington State prosecutor, Washington State. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That's Fabian Barela. 40 years. I'm going to go on 50 years on the campaign for Sandy Saunders, and that's the commissioner. Eugene F. Prant, Carrie L. Rung, former prosecutor, now judge. And the administration office, we're going to download all this intel information. It's pretty much intel information. There's no mishaps. There's no discrimination. There's landlines everywhere. There's anywhere. There's Benton PUD bill. There's gas lines. National Cass. Used to be 200 Union Street, the Mueller's Freedom. Now it's Gage Boulevard. Now it's 8131 Klamath Centenary. Social Security office. It's a beautiful. Ain't that? Mr. Has never changed. Never changed. It's still the same.